So I was in a Skype call with one of my friends earlier, and we were both talking about these two situations we both had that were similar, and he made a video about it. And if you're watching this fly, shout out to you. I hope you lose a bet and have to run around in public in a banana costume. But anyway, today's video, we talking about something that was pretty creepy at the time, something that scared me, that ended up just ending, I guess very anticlimactic. Is that how you say it? I don't fucking know. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Leave a like if you do, and I'm just going to start this. So ever since I started this channel a while back, I've learned a lot about, I guess you could say haters. I don't know. There's a lot of people that will like watch someone's videos, really enjoy those person's videos, watch all the way through them, laugh, have a great time, and then just dislike because they don't like people on YouTube that I guess have a following. I don't know. There's some people like that. It's kind of sad as shit. But I want to be talking about one of those people today, okay? Now, I'm not saying that about anyone watching this video right now. I'm talking about people on the internet in general. There's just like a few small percentage that do that. And one of those people came to me a while back, okay? This was like 5 or 6 months ago. And a lot of the police where I live just know me by now because of like me growing up around family that are police, and then like the fact that there's been false calls and shit made to my house. You know, stuff like that. They just know me. But let me just start this story off, okay? I woke up. Awesome day. I worked on a video, posted the video, and I was literally just sitting on Twitter on my computer going through people's like mentions and just talking to some people, and I get this tweet at me from this random guy who I've never seen before, didn't even follow me. He tweets me just telling me to DM him, right? And I look at his Twitter. I didn't really see anything out of the ordinary except for the fact that he didn't follow me and he was telling me to DM him. I thought that was kind of weird, but he had a bunch of my friends following him, so I thought that he was like, you know, some mutual friend or something. So I followed him. He follows back. I DM him, and I was like, hey, what you need, man? And he's like, oh, you actually DM me. I'm surprised. Thought I was going to have to force you to do it. And I was like, no, man, you don't. That's not needed. But what do you need? And he just sends me this giant paragraph, okay, through DM of just talking about his family, his like home life, and his friends, and about how he's going through all this shit. And as I read through it, it was pretty upsetting. And then I got to the end, and I kind of had a feeling that I was kind of getting dicked around, because he basically fit in this huge thing about his home life and his family and his friends and about how sad it was. And then towards the very end, he basically just said, I need $350 to fix my broken car. And I was just sitting there thinking, like, how does a broken car have anything to do with your home/family and friend life? But I didn't say that. I just nicely replied, and I was like, look, dude, I'm very sorry to hear what's been going on with you recently, and I wish I could help in some other way than just money. But I can if I want to, man. I literally have a frozen PayPal account. And that's not bullshit. I literally have my PayPal account frozen for 2 weeks around this time. And it was so annoying. And I'm not going to lie, even if I still had my PayPal back then, I don't know if I would have sent him $300. I'm sure I would have sent him something to help out. I don't know if I would have been able to do the full amount, or maybe even just talk to him a little bit more about the whole thing. But I basically nicely just said that I couldn't, and he ended up getting kind of angry, and he told me that he was some huge fan, and this is disrespectful to him. And I felt bad, but at the same time, he was never subscribed to me on the channel linked with his Twitter, and he never followed me prior to this. So I have no idea if he was telling the truth or not. Maybe he had some other account. But I was actually like trying to prove to him that I actually couldn't help him at the time. And he starts yelling at me, you know, he's putting a bunch of exclamation points at the end of his sentences to, you know, symbolize how pissed he is at me. And he starts calling me a scumbag YouTuber, right? And I feel kind of bad, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, this kid's just, I don't know what to say. I can't get anywhere with him. So I just said sorry one last time, and he goes, send me 400 or else. And I was like, I can't send you money, dude, and threatening me isn't going to get it to you. And he was just like, okay, and he just drops my address in the DM, right? I was like, oh no, he's a spooky guy. He's a spooky guy. He's got my fucking address. So I just replied nicely, and I was like, question mark. I literally just said question mark. I didn't know what else to say. I probably should have just ignored it. But he just replies back, and he goes, $400 or I swat you. And, you know, I'm talking about this like it's really nothing, but at the time, I was pretty fucking freaked out, okay? I'm not gonna lie. Even though I've been swatted a bunch of times, I was still pretty scared. But I just one last time said, dude, I can't help you. And he just goes, okay, well then I'm gonna do this. And he deactivates his fucking Twitter. So I started DMing my friends. I'm like, do you know this guy? Like, he deactivated, but do you know the @ And nobody could fucking help me. So I put my shoes on, I put a jacket on, and I literally just walked outside. And I sat in my front yard, and I'm like, all right, well, let's wait for the hell to go down, right? And about 10 minutes passes, and I just see a cop car coming down my street. And I'm kind of like a little bit worried, but at the same time, I'm like, that's not a SWAT team. And I kind of walk up to the car, it stops in the road, and I walk over to the driver's seat, and this guy rolls down his window, and he's like, Austin. And I was like, hey, because I recognized him too, because he's been at my house the last 2 times this shit's happened. And I was like, hey, and he's like, yeah, we got another call about you. And I was like, oh, really? What was it this time? And he's like, apparently you and a huge other group of people were walking around the street late at night causing trouble. I was like, man, I wish that was true. I'm lonely as fuck tonight. I've just been on my computer all day. And he just kind of chuckles at me. And he's like, man, at this point, we all know who you are. Every time there's a call to your house, we all just know not to overreact and, you know, just come say hi to you. I was like, oh, thanks. And he's like, do you know who did this? And I was like, I know him, but I don't know, like, his info. I only know his Twitter @ He's like, all right, give me the Twitter @ And I give him the @ tell him about how he deactivated. I tell him about how he wanted money. And he just goes, all right, cool, thanks. what are these people doing with their lives? Like, they must be real lady killers. And I start laughing because he's like cracking jokes and shit, basically calling him a nerd. I was like, yeah, I have no idea, man. He's like, well, anyway, you're fine. We're fine. Hope you're having a good night. Enjoy the rest of your night. And he just pulls out this card and he hands it to me. And he's like, here, take this. And it's just a fucking card with his personal cell phone number on it. And he's like, anytime you actually need something, just give me a call. And I was like, oh, thanks, dude. And he's like, yeah, no problem. Have a good night. And he just drives off. And I start fucking laughing my ass off. And I go inside and I start talking to my friend in a Skype call. I just think it's so funny that I've like basically been, I guess, swatted too many times to the point where they're cool with me now and all know about me, basically. I think it's kind of funny. And I thought it made for a funny story because this guy's like, give me fucking money or I'm going to swat you. And then I just ended up chilling with a cop and having a cool little 5-minute conversation. And that was it. And the guy deactivated his Twitter. So like in the end, I think he just took the L, not me. Can't remember his exact follower count, but I know it was over 600, so, lost a bunch of fucking people. But I thought this was kind of a funny story, and I thought you guys would enjoy hearing about it. So if you did enjoy the video today, leave a like. And feel free to leave any of your guys' stories in the comments down below. I always like reading them. And yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.
When they shoot that fucking gun, you will not find me. When my album drops, you will not find me. When I leave that dock, you will not find me. Punching in the clock, you will not find when they kicking rocks, you will not find. In high school, I wouldn't listen to little